Okay, so first question, do you prefer directing films or festivals?
Directing films.
Okay.
Because it was my first film and I loved it, so yeah, definitely directing films.
Okay, okay. And so Oregon has a sort of a nostalgia about films of the past. Tell me, do you enjoy films of the past?
I like films of the past, first of all, but the scriptwriter gave me this project, and it was taking place in the 80s. So I like this idea because I lived the 80s. I was a children that I lived in, and I like this more naive, where people were more naive, at somehow. And it's very strange when you grow up. You think that 80s was very bad, and then you come to 90s, you said, 90s are the worst, and then you come to 2000s, 2000s are the worst. It's going worse and worse, I think. And now when you think of the 80s, at the time, you were thinking it was a very bad period, but it's not that bad when you compare to today, in fact, And I'd like this idea to show this panorama of the society, also that what people will become on the 2000s, you know what I mean, later.
Yeah. But do people in Turkey still like these films of the past? Because in Greece people still watch them, let's say.
Not as much as in Greece, I think, But it's still, it's still okay, they like this kind of things. But in general, the cinema in Turkey is not very well. You know what I mean? People are not going to cinema that much. They are more going, watching the platforms and all these things. Festivals are working very well, but commercial cinemas are not very well. But even though people are going mostly, let's say, to comedies, because things in the world are enough tragedy in the world, so people like to see some comedies, so it's okay.
And tell me a bit about all these characters and situations. How did you and your writer came up with them, let's say?
The thing is, I wanted a story that passes in one day with lots of characters, because I love working with actors. And I had in mind some actors also. Then it was a story that happened to a friend of the scriptwriter, so he told me the story, and then we changed a bit the names, of course, and I like the fact that we are following people, and the tape itself, it's not a big thing, but the thing that was more interesting to me is to work with all the characters and be able to do, as I said, like a character study of these period.
Okay. And there is also close to the end this part about another movie that the actor used to play. Did you shoot it, or is it an actual?
No, we shoot it. No, it's not an action movie. We shoot it. It was really fun, because at the time, really, there are lots of Turkish movies this one is a Turkish movie from the 70s, let's say. Okay. And we shoot this one, and we did because it's always strange camera moves, and people shoot each other. You don't hear the shooting, you hear it after. The people got shot, but there is no blood. There are all these things. And with my editor is French. He looked a lot to these movies to see what kind of editing he should do with this movie, and we were very happy. And also, all the movies at this period are dubbed, and the actor who is playing in the movie, he's a very famous Turkish actor, and he's very famous for his voice, and we dubbed his voice in the movie also, so it's quite funny.
But nowadays when you see a movie like that, you will laugh. But people didn't laugh at the time.
No, of course not.
So do you feel that humor has changed? Do you feel that you have to change it for me?
Yeah, the humor has changed, of course. Especially the youth of today, they are not laughing to the things of the 70s, 80s. But I don't know, there are still some incredible movies that you still laugh. But like this, there's this very famous Turkish movie called The Man Who Saved the World. It's an action movie, but it's so badly done that it's a cult movie now, and people are still laughing. Well, at the beginning, you will say it's not a comedy. They didn't do it for people to laugh, but it became a comedy when it's very cult, and people still laugh at these things.
Okay, it looks like a comedy, but for me there is a political subtext. You show
Yeah.
some things, like for example, the police chief, he's being violent with some people in the pressing, like he slaps them. You present it funny, but it's not exactly funny. So I
Yes.
was wondering if there is a subtext to your film.
Yeah. I mean, we, of course, we wanted to tell about a little bit the context because it's not the main story of the film, but you should put it in the context also. It's also the movie is taking place in '85. In '85 is the police law. It's the law in Turkey that gives the police all the powers. It started at this period, you know. So it's you are hearing a bit on the radio. You are hearing, you know, you have to know. We don't push it, but if you look, you see a bit, you know. And then yes, of course, the police violence, because at one point the two girls are talking, and she said, "You don't know how the police treats," and she says, "Yeah, every generation knows." You know, there are little hints of political things in the movie. Yeah.
And about the couple with the child, the one who handles the building. So I felt
Yeah,
there was a
Durmuş.
subtext there that they moved from a poorer place to so
And at the end of the movie, we see that he will be in the assembly at one, because he wants to really go upper and he wants to direct, you know, everything, and he will be maybe in the government, and then because he had a heart attack, so he didn't do it. But you see that this thing that will come in the 2000s, let's say.
Yeah. And I really love that you even mentioned what the little kid does in the future. That you, so you didn't leave anyone out. So how did you come with that idea? You want to make people laugh, I guess.
You know, at the when the scriptwriter finished the script, it was really nice. But I told him it would be nice to see what will happen to them later, you know, because we are telling all the stories. So he wrote, you know, all these things, you know, and we were talking about it. And he wrote for him. I didn't ask for the little boy, but it's so nice to finish with him because we are starting with him. You know, so it was the idea of the scriptwriter to put the little boy also.
Okay.
But we won't see at all in the movie.
And tell me a bit about the title. Is there something I miss? I didn't understand.
No, it's the cassette. It's the
I saw that, but it doesn't mean anything. It's a group. The group is called Oregon.
Yeah, it's the album of the group Oregon, which exists, by the way.
Okay.
It's an American progressive jazz group.
Okay.
Because at the time people were doing cassettes, you know, and they were giving to each other because it wasn't easy to find the music. And Oregon is a real group, you know. You can even at one point the chief, he's reading something, T-De Paul with 2 O. It's the name of the song, Tide Pool. It's from the album.
Okay. And tell me, the very ending is completely different from the rest of the film. This is it's dramatic, essentially.
We wanted to finish like a horror movie, you know, and you know, they are finishing on a happy note, saying what will happen in 15 years, the 2000s are coming, they are very happy, but good things are not happening in 2000s, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why we wanted to finish in like prison, but not prison, in the police station, but it goes, you know, and you enter in this very dark area to see, you know, it's a bit like a horror movie with lights and everything. And then he found the tape, and then we finished there. But yeah, it's a little like a pessimistic thing at the end.
Okay.
But then the song is coming, and it's okay.
Yeah. And about how the movie industry works, because it shows a bit of that. Is that accurate? Does it apply today?
Yeah, because also the scriptwriter is a famous director in Turkey, Vituna. So he lived this also years. He's older than me, so he lived more consciously these years. And it's you see, it's more or less the same thing, you know. Still people, I mean, my grandmother never understood why I'm studying cinema, because it's not a job, you know what I mean? It's not a real job, this kind of thing. And it's still like this, you know, you have this idea that film people are okay, but they are not doing serious jobs. And it changed maybe a bit, but not that much, I think.
And you still need connections This is how it works.
Of course, always, definitely.
Okay. And tell me a bit about the casting. I read that most of them are very popular in Turkey.
Yes, they're really popular. I like to work with actors that I like. You know, I know them. I have to have a connection with them so that I could work. There are some actors that are my friends already. We did some theater with them. You know, the prostitute. We did a theater with them. The guy with the curly hair. Not the main guy, the friend of the guy, the director, the assistant director will be director. Yes, we did also something, and the other ones we really tried to think who would be the old couple. They are very famous. They are doing theater, so it was a huge honor to work with them. And then the actor Nejat İşler. We were talking with him at the time, and he said, "If you do your first film, I want to be in it." So I called him to say, "Come," you know. And then lastly, the two actors, the young couple. The guy, he's playing in TV series a lot in Turkey. He never did a feature film, you know.
He's very handsome, right?
So and yes, he has his fan club, 4 million followers, whatever. But he was happy to be in a movie where he is not because he is beautiful, you know. So it was, for me, it was nice, and we tried to put him like a big clothes because he is also a model. So everything he puts, he looks so good on you. And I said, I don't want this, you know. I want you to look a bit like this. And then the actress also, she's doing stand-ups and comedy and everything. So her also, it was the first time she wasn't in a stand-up kind of thing, you know. But it was, we filmed it in 3 weeks, and it was, as it was my first time, I was a bit stressed to see what's going on, but it went really, really smoothly, except 2 big days of rain. The first day and the last day it was raining like crazy, and we are filming in the summer, so it was very complicated, but the rest was okay.
And the police chief, because I felt that was the best performance in the film.
The police chief, he's known also. He plays in comedies, and I think he was the last one to be in the movie, you know. And I didn't know him that much because we were looking for a guy, but we couldn't find. We met him, and we really connected. So I said, please come. So it was really, you know, a good choice, I think. Because I like.
So it is easy for him to appear frustrated.
yeah, definitely. No, but he's really wonderful for this because he knows the comedy very well, and he knows what he's doing. So it was really wonderful.
Okay.
And how do you say,
the caretaker?
The janitor of the building, Durmuş. I didn't know him at all. We did some, how do you say?
Casting?
Casting, not, how do you say? Some audition. Yes, audition. And I found him from the auditions. And now he's doing a big movie.
Oh, really?
Wonderful. After,
okay.
Went very
so
well.
He owes you a lot then.
No, I don't think he owes it, but he's a really good actor. So
okay. And a bit about the cinematography, what you wanted to do in the visual aspect of the film.
Yeah, first of all, I didn't want to do like an old style looking movie. Okay, the colors are a bit, you know, vivid and nice, but I didn't want this, like, I don't know, this black and white area, or, you know, and even the sculpting. I didn't want to do it like the 80s. I really wanted the like widescreen like today, but with some colors. You know, we talked with the DOP a lot to see what will it be, and we found this nice color. Not
it
very,
is a bit retro though, right?
Yeah,
the
but
color.
not very vivid like it's like in today's movie when you see on TV. You know, they're a bit of how do you say? Not pastel, but
pastel.
Yeah, a bit like this, but not that much.
Okay. And about editing, how did you edit the film? Was it difficult, easy, first time editing?
You mean about editing or the whole thing? Editing.
Editing.
No, I mean this was amazing because the editor, he is a very good friend of mine. We did the cinema school together in Paris, you know, years ago, and now he lives in Canada. And we said, okay, let's do this together. And he doesn't speak Turkish at all, you know. He started doing in Canada, and then he came to Istanbul for 1 month, and we worked together to finish. But he did most of the job alone, and it was amazing because he doesn't know Turkish, and he did 90% good cuts because it's not easy with the language. And then we worked together for 1 month, and it was really, we had very much fun because we know each other, but we were quite happy with the process and everything, really. So it went quite well.
Okay. And how would you describe the situation of the movie industry in Turkey right now?
Well, I mean, there are some big, not big, but there are some art house movies that goes like Nuri Bilge Ceylan's movies that goes to festival, and now he's doing very well in the screening rooms in Turkey because it's on, it's released now. But still, I mean, we don't go to millions. Let's say we are in 100,000, 200,000 kind of things because people are not going very much. But all the other films, not very known ones, nobody goes to cinema, as I told you, because they know that the film will be released at one point in a platform and they will see it there, you know. But there are some people who are pushing, you know, people to go to cinema so that it becomes a more, you know, like it used to be. But there are huge economical problems. The tickets are very expensive now. The life is very expensive now, in general. So when everything is expensive, the last thing people are doing is go to cinema. You know, first they want to eat, and you know they want to live, and then if they have time, they go to cinema. So I hope it will be better, but I'm not sure. You know, I'm not sure really. And more people are doing movies for the platforms also. Yeah. Because it's easier.
But there is a star system in place, right?
Yes, of course. But it's more for series, let's say, you know, because Turkish series are going incredibly well everywhere in the world. Yeah. You know, and there are lots of stars of series. They want to do cinema also, so it's interesting. But I don't know if it's working. Even if they do, people still look on TV their series, and they are not going to cinema that much.
Okay. And one question about the festival, if it's okay with you.
Yeah, of course,
Can you tell me what is the situation now? Let's say, how is it financially? How it is moving forward?
The festival is going very well. On the other hand, because when there are some event, people are going. You know, this year's edition went very well. It's mainly private sponsoring. We are also taking
non-government. Okay.
We are also taking money from the government, but it's like 1/10 of the budget is from the government, and
great.
the rest is with the private sponsors and ticket sales.
Okay.
So it's not the ideal situation, you know, because we are lacking of money every time, but we still arrange, you know, to do it and to sell tickets a lot, so it's okay.
But in general, is there censorship?
You know, it's. I mean, there are. I mean, what can I tell you? You have to be a bit careful. You know what I mean? This is the thing nowadays. You know, and we'll see. But it was like this before also, so it's not a new thing, let's say.
Okay. And has the film opened in Turkey?
Yes, the film opened in Turkey.
How was the reception?
It didn't go well.
Oh, really?
And then it went on Netflix, Turkey, and we were #1 for a week, so it went very well. So I hope they will release also Netflix worldwide.
Okay. It's just what you said before, right?
But also, let's say, we opened in a very bad moment. It was after the earthquake, you know, people wasn't going to some of that. It was the end of April, you know, the people were still not in that mood. But still, I mean, not only me, there are lots of other films that went very bad on the box office. as soon as they are at the platforms, it's working.
Yeah, but you managed to break even at least, or was it?
Yeah, I think so, because I'm not the producer, so my producer, I think he's happy. So
Okay.
okay.
And last question, I guess, future projects. What are you working on?
So I realized that it's not easy to find money.
Now you
So
realize.
now I realize. I have some projects. I have a series project and I have a film project, but I'm trying to find some money to do it. I hope I can do it. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. Well, I guess that's it. Thank you very much for your time. Okay, great.